captain this season, or at least this evening anyway. He's been playing around the trap, so to speak, Bourland and Western Province, and in France as well. And there's Casper Steyn leading the Pumas out as well. A do-or-die evening here for the Pumas, and Steyn will be a key player for them in the number 10 jersey.
Oh, he certainly will, captain that he is, but of course he's got to dictate matters and take whatever he gets in terms of the scraps, because that is where Griquas always do. They starve a team of the ball, and if he does get a bit of ball, he can be dangerous, but it's the quality and the amount that he's going to get that's going to make it easy for him or not.
Big pressure on Casper Steyn and his Pumas lineup this evening. And Maris Jonker from Natal in charge. Johan Mjøversen and Johan Creef are his assistants running the lines this evening on, well, a clear, sparkling evening. But it'll certainly bring a little bit of chill. That's Tim Delani, one of the few Springboks that are playing here for the Pumas. In fact, the only one. And he's going to have his work cut out as well in that number 6 jersey this evening. But to get things underway is Jean-Andre Fourie for the Pumas. And immediately it's Bram van Straten who takes it up for the Mulklava Griquas inside their own 22. And it'll be a penalty immediately against the Pumas. And Bram van Straten, you won't miss him, that's Franklin. Hannes Franklin in the number 2 jersey. He was the man penalised, diving in there. And it'll be a line out just short of the halfway. And first touch it was for Bram van Straten. He's the man who can really dictate things here for the Griquas. First line out. Comfortable win by Tron at number 2. And the Pumas holding firm. Now they drive on to Griquas. This is good work down this near touchline. Eventually it comes slowly, and Power will eventually get to Van Straten. Hoists the big one. Klute can't hold it, bounces awkwardly and out of the field of play. And immediately you see Bram van Straten testing the back 3 of the Pumas.
Well, down on the field a little early on, Gerald, as you see it from your left to right, the wind is blowing from your right to the left, so he'd be kicking into the wind, and that ball therefore hung back a little bit and was a little bit too high, I personally think, for an up and under.
Well, it's tidied up for the Griquas by Heinrich Stride. A little bit of wrestling going on off the ball, but Power will hold and go to Van Straten. He dummies and then goes with the boot. And Klute opts to let it roll. And he'll wait for the advancing Griquas to come forward before dotting down in the face of Chimani Boy. So the 22 drop out. This is Jean-Andre Fourie. Now he goes deep downfield. Van Straten, oh, that's an awkward bounce, and he has knocked it on. And immediately the referee has spotted and awarded the scrum.
You can immediately see the effect of the wind behind the ball. Popped up on him. Well, hit him in the face, and I think got his right hand to it, but I don't think the ball went forward, and I think that's what Bram van Straten didn't enjoy.
The first scrum, Ashigwais for the Pumas. And now he goes to Jan Klute, goes inside, gets past Van Straten. Good move. Just over the advantage line, available again for Wise. Casper Steyn at least is knocked back, still with the Pumas. Wise again, manual. Delani at least drives in towards the 22, but he doesn't get too much ground. Still the short side. And Griquas holding firm in defence. Man down Hedley Vessels here needing some attention, but here comes Steyn now. Opportunity for Francois Visser. Late replacement for Sam Gerber in this Pumas lineup. and driving in from the side, so it'll be a penalty to Griquas. But Pumas, well, they've already found it'll be tough to breach this Griquas defence. Denzel Manuel penalised. He's been around as well, been at the Leopards, and Casper Stein's going to have a word with him. So Van Straten, whilst there's treatment going on to Headley Vessels, they will continue. The prolific Bram Van Straten, 163 points last year. Has plied his trade all over the world, but here he is.
Now this is quality ball. The ball is presented, not enough numbers in terms of the Pumas to clear that ball out quick enough, and therefore one of the players had to come in a cross angle to try and secure it. Technically poor.
Jan Liebenberg throws it to Dave Pitron again. And Griquas forwards will work it down that far touch line very efficiently, still going forward. This is good work. 10 meters outside the 22. And Pumas just retreating and retreating. And this is the power of the Griquas tight five. It's gone to ground. Foul. Van Straten, it all falls apart in midfield, and it's the Pumas now. This is the sort of scrap they want to capitalise. Marat, he looked as though he may have fetched it forward. As Jean-Ray Currie came into the line, but they still have it. Wise. This is going to be held on the halfway. Wise again. Marat. Handling, letting them down. Wise again. Onto the boot of Giscard Peters. And now here comes Joseph van Rensburg, the full back for Griquas. Links up nicely. Heinrich Stride setting it on the halfway. Powell. Hands from Van Straten, but tidying up behind him was Evan Buerta, but it was knocked on that occasion, and I'm afraid this time he has no complaints.
Well, I don't think he's shaking his head at Mr. Jonker. I think he's shaking his head at Neil Powell, who put that one really low. This is Heinrich Stride that took it up a little early on when they won that ball. But yeah, Powell put it in the block hole, basically. It was really low and in that dead spot where Bram Van Straten.
Yeah, getting a little friendly up front. Wessels, Liebenberg and Du Toit for Griquas against Pierre Du Toit, Hannes Franklin and Jacobus Miller. Out from Senegal to Wise. This is Steyn trying to go inside. Now driven over by the forwards. Good work by the Pumas, and they can take it on through Miller. Still there for the Pumas. Wise. This is Klute, goes inside again. That's brought down well by Van Straten. Wise. Drive again, trying to get over the advantage line through Senegal. Eighth man. And it all grinds to a halt.
Start coming out, gentlemen.
And the referee will ask them to scrum down for the Pumas. Just coming back too slowly.
Yeah, I just think technically, you know, they're trying to play, which is nothing wrong with it, very close to their back and forwards. They're trying to bring their tight five into the game, using Wise to play that short pass. But certainly you've got to get numbers behind that ball carrier to clean the ball out.
Kijk, luister. Het probleem is bij jullie twee. Kom nader. Dan krijg je die bind alsjeblieft. Het probleem is bij jullie twee. Wacht, die bal is hier niet. White. Crouch and hold.
So,
Crouch and hold.
And Pierre Du Toit.
Kom een beetje hoor. Right, crouch and hold. Engage.
Referee Maurice Jonker said the problems with you two. And number one, Johnny Du Toit has been penalised. Penalty to the Pumas. Well, the captain has conceded a penalty very much within range for Casper Steyn.
certainly not going to get a good view of it from here, but Mr. Jonker does. And what he did say that he's dropping his binding. So the loose edge binding's got to be up square and up around the back of the tight head. And he dropped his binding and was penalised.
Captain of the Pumas, Casper Steyn, a chance to put his side ahead. And he's missed it, and really that is an opportunity for the Pumas that they would really have liked to capitalise on, and Casper Steyn will be disappointed. Not too disappointed are them. Thoroughly enjoying the evening.
Stay behind, gentlemen. Go after.
So, still inside the first 10 and no points on the board as Van Straten goes deep. Ashik Wise. He goes back to Currie, and that's an enormous kick down that far touchline. Powell tries to keep it in, and he's done so. Puts it one on side, and it's well taken in there by Giscard Peters, experienced winger. Played overseas as well as on time for the Griffins and the Blue Bulls, but it comes now for Sienna Cole. Available again for Wise. It's held up well. There was Martin Engelbrecht, and away they go. And Casper Steyn was profiting from a forward pass.
That's not bad. It really wasn't bad play from the Pumas there. I just felt they maybe, well, definitely knocked down.
Knocked down, yeah.
But quality play there from the Pumas. They set up 2 or 3 phases. I've just felt that Wise went the wrong way there. He should have stuck to the same side, They were getting quicker ball. The moment he went to the other side, it slowed things up for them.
Well, they've certainly, the Pumas have come out firing in this opening salvo, and there's, well, you say desperation about their plight in this competition after just one game having lost, but they know the pressure on them this evening against a very good side. What does Garthright, the referee, say?
I'll give it as a knock-on, certainly. It didn't look too purposefully charged down with the hand.
That's come down. Griquas, big shove from the Pumas. Good work. This is Powell. And that's a good kick between the two in defence. It'll be Jean-Andre Fourie. Hoist the up and under. Powell takes it coolly. And finds support from his hooker, Tian Limburg. Here comes Powell. Van Rensburg now, and the backline is Evan Buerta. Now can open up for Van Straten. He's got opportunities outside through Chimani Boy. And he holds and retains to set up another phase. Just inside the Pumas half. It comes now. Van Rensburg, inside step from Hedley Vessels. Good work. Advantage, you hear the referee saying as they go left. A step inside. There's good angles being run here by Griquas as they set it up again. Strong tackling, but it's available quickly again through the drive from Viljoen. 8th man, and they'll go back for the penalty.
Number 7 from the side in the tackle.
Denzel Manuel, that was fingered for coming in from the side and not coming into the back.
Number 7 from the side tackle.
He doesn't really agree with Mr. Jonker in a very verbal way. You watch play coming up. He's already playing advantage there, if you can see Mr. Jonker. So the incident happened prior to that, and he was waiting with the advantage. If anything, the Atlantic Pumas have let themselves down with a bit of discipline. All they've got to do is discipline themselves to go to those ruck and mauls from the gate, from the back, and they would have had 3 penalties against them, and I've got a feeling they would have points on the board. They've only let themselves down so far after 12 minutes with a bit of discipline.
You don't want to do that too often with a man like this in the opposition, because his boot can punish you severely. So Bram van Straten to open the scoring this evening after Casper Steyn has missed a chance for the Pumas. And it's going to drift back in. It's a beauty from Bram van Straten. For a moment it looked as though it was going to go past the left upright, but it bisected, and the Griquas go ahead. But really they've hardly dominated the phases so far in the game, but they lead by 3. I was making the point about that discipline, and that's something that Pumas are really going to have to adhere to strictly this evening. Van Straten, and immediately just takes play onto the 10-meter line.
Let's not forget, Gerald, of course, the fact that Griquas are playing into the wind, and it really is quite a strong wind. You can see the difference in the kicks. It's a massive kick from Bram van Straten against 10 meters.
Tap down, and it'll be Boy Chimani Boy has to take it up for Griquas. Does well. Sets it, and it goes to Van Straten. The repeat, and he's just edged it a little further down the field of play by another one. That's 15 meters.
It's a very good kick against the wind from a standing position.
So, Ross Franklin just to see if they can get another ball at line-out time. And they don't. It's well taken in by Quinton Geldenhuys. And the Pumas drive it up, and they still go. This is Heinrich Stride over the halfway line. Wise reaches in. Steyn. Here comes Delani. Drives over the halfway. Good work. Available. Quick ball now. They can move it through the hands. Sasha Marot. Here comes the full-back into the line as well. Now a run on the right for Giscard Peters. And he just runs out of space.
Quality play from the Pumas, getting the ball out, using the width of the field. Giscard Peters with a bit of space. Well, not much, let's be honest. Possibly they wanted to take a cut and set it up for his forwards. Turned the ball over.
Taken, and the referee immediately not straight. Who, me? Well, I'm afraid Dion Liebenberg couldn't have thrown it crooked, could I? Scrum down, Pumas ball.
Ball. Crouch and hold.
Pumas spend more time in the Griquas half. First quarter of this as it's picked up by Sienna Cole. This is the drive by Dulani. Wise. Steyn tries to break, and he takes 2 men with him. Good handsome Sasha Marot, his centre. Wise. Oopsie, and it's knocked on by Dulani. And it's available for Griquas. No, can they? They will. They'll try go upfield. There was an obstruction. And immediately the referee reverts back to that earlier indiscretion by Tim Dulani.
Was the feed from Wise, and that's of course the obstruction that we saw there. He has the knock on. Wise's pass to Dulani was way in front of him. He almost had to bring out a bit of a goalkeeping save to get his hands onto the ball.
It's a better scrum from the Griquas as Frans Viljoen takes it up. And it'll come back well for Powell. Van Straten tries to keep it low. It'll roll back. Jean-Andre Currie, who's got time. And his boot takes it just to the edge of the 22-meter line. And it's hoisted up by fullback Joseph van Rensburg. Kluti, Wise. And he will find touch on this near side.
It's always, I've got to agree, you know, You just have a look at the conditions are difficult to kick in. You've got to keep the ball low if you're Griquas. Of course, if you're the Atlantic Pumas, you certainly want to use that wind and maybe put it a little higher in there.
Go right to the back and immediately. Well, again, the sort of error you don't want to make. But it happens all too quickly. Oh, takes it now. They've lost it. Now the Pumas want to capitalize here. Currie. And a huge kick downfield. Taken in by Van Rensburg. Onto the boot he goes. Oh, he's taken it in. The kick forward from Chimani boy. I think the pass might have been forward, but no, they went into touch on the far side. That was beautifully done by the fullback.
Oh, Joseph Van Rensburg really read that well. I think the option to run it up was very good. The Atlantic Pumas didn't go and put pressure on him. He had space, he just took it up with the legs rather than kicking it forward.
Franklin to the front. So they'll have the scrum down, will the Griquas.
Well, quite an interesting stat there. If you look at the possession, fairly even.
Crouch and hold. Engage. Even a slip.
The referee saying there was a slip on this surface.
Crouch and hold.
And Pumas, of course, have got the territory that we thought of. They have been pressing, but no points.
And a skip now. Chimani boy came in well there, and the ball is hurrying through to him, and he's knocked back in the tackle by Dulani. Good work, but he can set it. And penalty going over the top. Wise takes quickly. Manuel. Wise looks left and then goes again, and the head down from Sirikol. Wise. Oh, he very nearly got away. Sasha Merritt. He went forward, and it'll be scrum down Griquas.
Well, Wise shows the ball with the half dummy go and show, but sadly, of course, he was running behind the Puma plane. I would have given that as obstruction if I was Mr. Jonker. And of course, he loses the ball in the process. So pretty much of a meal of that.
An injury on the Griquas side. And it's 8th man France Viljoen. He's wandering around if he needs a bit of attention, but I'm quite sure who they're going to. But so the Griquas leading by 3 points to 0 in a match that really hasn't yet caught a light, as the Pumas are driving everything into this first quarter, and they've held their own, but they've lost the opportunity to put points on the ball.
Griquas have used the ball a little bit more, but you can expect that, Gerald, because they're playing into the wind. They want to keep it in hand, they want to try and spread it around a bit. Of course, the Pumas on the other hand get it at the back there. What they're doing is giving Jean Referee just hammering it downfield. They're setting up a line and they're trying to catch the Volderklaver Griquas in their own half with tackles.
Hans Viljoen, well, not delighted, is he? They'll go down. Referee nearly blew that, but that's good work from the Pumas. Really messy work for Griquas, and the Pumas have done excellently there, because they've turned over at the scrum and they've got the put in.
Certainly credit must go to Jacques Muller over there, the vice captain of Atlantic Pumas, who really took Headley Vessels to task there, scrummed him off the ball and turnover.
Wise comes firing out the back. Casper Steyn tries to break the line, and he does well to carry the ball with tacklers. There's the advantage. Whoopsie. A wrestling match going on as Ashik Wise goes for the drop goal. That penalty to the Pumas. Well, there was little going on off the ball whilst Griquas opted for the drop goal. It's Currie on the wing.
Well, already the penalty was given. Currie started to do a bit of mountaineering. And of course, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving from Heinrich Stride there on Currie. They've got to know each other a little bit better.
He's been around as well, Heinrich Stride. Less than 100 first-class games. So Casper Steyn, from a little bit deeper than his first shot at goal, but much straighter. Really, the Pumas would be well disappointed if they didn't get this. They've certainly had held their own, and more than that, perhaps. We were value of a little more than 3-all, perhaps even a bit of a lead at this stage after the way they played for the first 20 minutes or so. Strikes it well, and 3 points to the Pumas. Level terms, and rightly so.
Well, that was Mr. Jonker catching Bramf and starting playing the ball on the ground. That was the original penalty. And then, of course, there was a bit of argy-bargy off the ball. Mr. Jonker took matters in his own hands and settled things down.
Yes, because he had the advantage. He called advantage, but immediately, that's why Wise went for the drop goal and for the penalty. So, the restart for the Griquas, taken by Sinacol, the 8th man. This is Wise over the top. And quickly through the hands to Van Rensburg. Very nearly ran out of his 22. And well, he'll put it into touch on the 10-meter line. Quickly taken. Here comes Casper Steyn. That's a terrific run from Dulani. Got some good pace onto the ball and then took on a few tacklers. Now they're coming forward, the Pumas, through Franklin the hooker. It comes away from Wise. Marat. That's going to be an interesting one for Van Rensburg. Takes it and calls. It's just a little too strong. And the referees called the Griquas for offside. So another penalty to the Pumas.
Rainy back line, offside.
Simple choice here. You go for the 3 points. You got the one at your back. You want to put some point. You want to put this pressure into points, really. Merritt feeling a bit of pressure. I've got a feeling, and I might be wrong, but I think it was Tiam Liebenberg that was in offside position. I heard Mr. Jonker say, yay, offsides.
Yes. Well, if anything, closer than the previous one. Slightly wider. And it's the Pumas who lead by 6 points to 3 after 25 minutes, and they are value for that just at this stage, the Pumas. They've created, well, there haven't been too many try-scoring opportunities, but they've created some phases that have worked impressively. They've turned over, they've scrummed off the ball for the Griquas. Is that straight up the middle? And that's a beauty from Casper Steyn. And back they go to the 10-meter line, Griquas half.
It's a superb strike of the ball. And the right option by the Griquas. Slow things down, rather get the ball. You don't want to be throwing quick line-outs.
Liebenberg gets taken down by Stride. Van Straten puts that left shoulder into Sinacol. Powell. that's out on the full. So these sort of mistakes are starting to creep into the Griquas game, and they stay in their own half. They just haven't struck their mark yet.
They certainly haven't. It's really not a good kick from Powell because he lifted it into the wind. Into the wind, you want to keep it on the ground, maybe a grubber, let it just skid along the bottom on the grass, get the same distance.
Well, it's again robbed by the Griquas, a long pass out to Van Straten. Now it's going to be in the centre, Driscoll, who's hardly had a touch. And Powell to Van Straten. Opportunity for Giscard Peters. Powell, Van Straten, de Toy. Set up again by Schools. Well, very nearly came back for the Pumas there. And the referee didn't see it on the near side.
Well, one thing about Atlantic Pumas is they're really going for the ball. Everyone's playing the ball on the ground at that stage. It is Griquas as well as the Pumas are both manhandling the ball on the ground, but most importantly, the Atlantic Pumas are striking the Griquas at the contact situation and keeping them firm there. They're not allowing the Griquas to get a forward hand in those tight looses.
Well, the longer it goes on, the more this Pumas side will believe. Last year they had wins, back-to-back wins over the Cheetahs in what was a pretty disappointing Currie Cup season. But those wins were impressive.
Yeah, Pumas last year ended up with 23 points on the log in the Premiership 2004, and Griquas 28 points, 6th and 8th position.
It comes from Viljoen to Powell, holds a little. That's a good ball now from Rensburg. The kick, he can get there. Here's Chumani Boy. Chase with Delani. Boy will kick and Delani brings him down. The try will be scored though. Heinrich Stride will dot it down. And the referee has in fact pulled them for the penalty try. I think. He's awarded the penalty try. He just wants to know who was involved there. Let's have another look.
That's a lovely little toe through here from Powell. The weight was very important, landed very short, and it was Joseph van Rensburg who towed it. I think it's Delani that actually tackled him without the ball. Stride gets the touchdown, but there's more advantage in the situation of giving the penalty try because it's easier for the 2 points. But well done, Heinrich Stride, to get there and to put your hands on it. I think Mr. Jonker gave the right call. Certainly, clearly a penalty try. Makes it a lot easier for Bram van Straten. 2 points added to the Griquas score.
Yeah, penalising the offending side even more with that conversion to come. And there we go. So Griquas restore the lead.
That man's quite happy to be still on the field. I was quite surprised, but well, he has the work to move. The toe forward, as I said, weighted perfectly because it got Jean-Andre Currie in all sorts of trouble. Delani, being beaten with pace, realised it and said, well, you ain't going anywhere without me. Hung on him like a clothes horse.
So 10-6 Griquas lead. And Henry Stride. Oh, and away he goes. Terrific run. Runs straight into Pierre du Toit. But has made terrific ground. And Powell takes advantage. And there was a knock-on in the midst of that, but what a good driving run from Henry Stride.
Better play from Powell as well, and lovely break from Heinrich Stride. Coming on the inside, staying on his feet, better body position from him. Could have been a bit lower, but what I like about Powell at the moment, he's working the blind side. When you play into the wind as a scrum half, you always want to work the blind side. Keep the ball on the short side, make your mistakes there so you can defend your mistakes. Maybe little ones just behind that flat line defence of the Atlantic Pumas. That's good stuff from Neil Powell for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
There's a stat. The Pumas 55% over the advantage line. And that just indicates their frame of mind and their approach to this evening. They're playing with terrific heart and determination. Is wise. Good ball to Steyn. The skip pass. Now here's Sasha Marok is outside him. This is Scott Peters. He's brought down just inside the 22. That's a nice move to set it up and turn it over. Right. For a moment it was going to be turned over, but he's going to be wise. He reaches in. The referee will say no. It'll be a Pumas ball.
Wise shaking his head, and I can understand why. There were feet all over it. He couldn't get his hands to it. Marrett doing well. Scott Peterson, right option. Had no space. He needs to come inside, set it up, turns his body now, tries to present the ball a little lazily. Had he on the way down presented the ball better, would have come out quicker.
There's a good platform for the Pumas. Wise. Steyn, there's a move on here. And Visser in the centre is held. But the advantage is with the Pumas. They drive on Delani. 6 metres out. You can hear the referee saying advantage penalty. Wise will want to make it a try though. Awkward pass, but gathered in well. Still advantage. And the forwards come in to drive it on. Getting the shoulder in, but it'll be the penalty. Coming in from the side of the tackle. So penalty to the Pumas. And Casper Steyn says, no, let's have a shot at goal. It's only a 4-point deficit. And the Pumas are, aside from that try, been shading this game.
Well, let's have a look. The work move didn't really come off. Too many tacklers there from the Griquas. Delani coming to play as well. Again, a little bit stop-start. Just not enough fluidity there. Not enough quick second phase ball. Coming back a little slowly.
It's a 1-point game now. It's Casper Steyn puts the Pumas onto 9 points and 3 penalties. He's missed one, but they really are holding their own and more than that. They're competing and in some phases dominating the Pumas, which I'll be delighted with, but they need to put points on the board. And Stratton, beautiful hanging ball, and it's taken in by Engelbrecht. They drive away, walk it away really from the 22. It's robbed by the Griquas, but illegally. And Evan Boerta is the man pulled up. Well, that's been going on this evening, isn't there? Especially from the Griquas.
Certainly body language not positive from the Griquas. A lot of the heavy shoulders and hanging heads. That's a big, big drive from the Pumas. Of course, lost his headgear as well. I can understand why he was upset.
Miss Franklin. Quinton Keldenhuis number 5, and it's going to come down on the Griquas side. Tidy, and this is Powell, little space on the short side. He's still going. Stays on his feet, gets offloads to the big flanker Krauser into the 22. In a flash, a great opportunity to attack here, and it will fall apart now as Du Toit, at least Scores, takes it on for the Bulklaver Griquas. Centre field. Van Straten, head down, takes on Engelbrecht. Power looking left and will go short side again. Headley Vessels
Hands off, tackle away.
gains 2 meters.
Advantage.
There's a foot in there, and it's advantage to the Griquas.
Tackle away.
Vessels still going forward.
Still playing advantage.
They're still going. Drive for the line from Scholes.
Away 3, Gray, lost on 3. Still penalty
Just a
advantage
metre or so short. It comes again now. Chumani Boy steps inside. High tackle on him by Jean-Andre Fourie. And they'll come for the penalty for that tackle by the fullback.
Soek het nie. Jy weet, dankie.
And taking none of that, says Mr. Jonker. I'm not looking for that.
Yeah, it was a very... Don't even look at me.
Oh, he might have gone for his hanky there. Wasn't a yellow, could have been a hanky. But there's the big poleaxe there from Jean-Andre Fourie. It's a shocker, let's be honest. Holy Joe, wow, ugly tackle.
Nothing wrong with the tackle from Tim Delany that did the work. But well, they've worked so hard to get those 9 points, and a mistake like that, and that lead can boom out to 4 again. I can safely say it will. Regardless of the simplicity of the kick, Bram van Straten illustrates why he's one of the best at, in the game, the modern game at goal kicking. A standard ritual and procedure, and 3 points. So shortly before half-time, and the Griquas have a 4-point advantage. Andre Currie goes. Evan Buerta takes it in. And will drive it away for the Griquas. To ground it goes. Here's Powell reaching. And he's hampered with a pass. And now there's trouble. And it's going to be Quinton Geldenhuys called up. He saw exactly what he did.
Ons het 'n deal gehad voor die tyd. Ons het nie reeds gespeel. Jy het my gevang, kyk my kant nie. Julle ouens doen dit. Dis die laaste een van die kant af. Volgende een stap. Okay.
Had enough of this coming in from the side, hasn't he, Gar?
Yeah, he's had enough of the niggling play, you know. It's a lot from the side, it's a bit on the ground, it's a bit standing, using your hands in the rucks. You know, it's just a little bit of indiscipline from both sides. I've got to be honest, and I think he's just got to a stage where he's going to send somebody either for an early shower, at least for 10 minutes rest.
Well, much revolves around the way he handles it.
You can clearly see it's Quinton Geldenhuys standing in an offside position, coming in from the side and pushing a player across the ball. You know, he's done about 7 things that are wrong. Surprised he's still on the field.
And now the Griquas are coming forward again through Van Rensburg, the fullback, as it comes from Powell. Opportunity now, they're lining up here. Scores, straight line, loop pass out. Here's Van Rensburg, can't hold it, but it went backwards. Chumani Boy tidies up. And it's robbed by Tim Delany. Good work by the flanker. And it comes back from Casper Steyn. Jean-Andre Fourie will find touch on the near side. And they went across the field and then turned it over. I think that doesn't do credit to Tim Delany's good work there in the tackle.
Well, they had about 3 men overlap, and unfortunately the inside players ran across the field. And the moment that side would move across the field with ball in hand, makes it so easy for the Atlantic Pumas just to push him out. And of course makes it easy for Delany to get there and steal the ball.
Kom nader asseblief, blou, nader blou. Crouch and hold, engage.
That gives you an indication that things are not settling at scrum time.
Crouch and hold. Engage.
Beat it for half time. Wise. It's a protection from Siena Collars. Jean-Andre Fourie. It's a terrific kick to take play to half-time here in Woodbank, with the Atlantic Pumas having shown terrific fire and determination. They've not got the scores to back that up. 13-9, the Griquas lead. 1 try, penalty try, and the Pumas 3 penalties from Casper Steyn. Still plenty to play for here in this match. So, plenty of opportunity for the Griquas, who are 2 out of 2 in the competition, and they know that a win here will do them just about everything they need to get into the next round, the Currie Cup proper, this qualifying round match. It's underway. Sirakal takes it up for the Pumas. Delani had a tidy first half, although was responsible for the penalty try. Andre Currie. The Pumas, an air of desperation, because they need to win this to stay alive and have any hope of qualifying in the top 4 in this section. So Tiaan Liebenberg to feed the first line out of the second period. Had pretty much their own way. And again, stride this time. Powell, Van Straten. He goes himself after showing the ball to Christophe de Toy. And Gareth Krause is acting as the scrum half now. At least it was Liebenberg. This is Buerta. Sets it for Griquas. It comes back through the hands now to du Toit. Oh, very nearly gets through. Again, an opportunity for another phase. The kick over the top, and that's a good one from Powell, but they'll come back as Puma's backline offside. And that's because they're getting the ball back very quickly, Griquas. And the offside, a penalty to the Griquas, Vulklava Griquas, thanks to Neil Powell's swiftness at the base of the scrum. Penalty with Bram van Straten.
Well, certainly Bram van Straten, you could count this in. He's got the wind at his back. And certainly well within his distance.
Oh, Griquas really, they've won 2 out of 2. They didn't look like that, and they looked like a side who won, putting 50 points in their opposition in the first half. In those first 2 matches, but perhaps the tension of looking for the 3rd win, which would pretty much guarantee them a place in the top 4. Perhaps that'll be eased if Van Straten slots this and extends the lead to 7. Clears it comfortably, and the Vulklava Griquas go into a 16-9 lead.
Oh, clearly offsides. Advantage being played by Mr. Jonker. Well picked up, nice camera work as well. Powell just boots it downfield, waiting for the penalty.
Well, the kick down this near touchline is going to stay in play. And it's Currie.
Onside, right?
He's Van Rensburg. Van Straten. A little flat over the top. And that's an excellent kick. That's the quality of the man and the experience and skill out of hand kicking.
I really, topped it right on the top. Obviously got a really good roll from that. Just look how he struck the ball. As it bounces, gets the one over the other, and that thing will roll forever. Lucky there's a stadium to stop it.
Well, they've battled in their own put-ins at the lineouts in the first half. This time, Brecht holds it. As it comes for Andre Currie. And he's done well to work it up that far touchline and take it to about 2-3 meters short of the 10-meter line.
Now you can see the advantage of playing with the wind at your back. John referee had 1 or 2 monsters in the first half. Going to have the wind against him in the second.
That's good work by David Tron. The Griquas work it up. The referee just keeping them appraised of the rules all the way. From behind gets joined from behind. It's like a training session. Go back, and then you can join from behind. That's fine. Keep it going. And they're just mauling it across and towards the 22 Griquas. And they're still going now. 3 against 1. Now they've got to get it back. Powell. Van Straten. And the drop kick. Didn't really have the space. And just got Peters will gather in now. He can run. And he can run. But not when you got 2 Griquas onto him, and Chimani Boy one of them. And it's turnover possession. Powell. You hear the knock on from the referee, so it's advantage. Grant Van Straten in the scrum half position, and he finds Liebenberg the hooker, steps and goes straight back in the middle. And they'll have the scrum down Griquas. Knock on in the a little bit earlier.
Griquas are going to take another look at this passage of play, and certainly the first half as well. Atlantic Pumas done well up front and put them under a lot of pressure in the scrums. And unfortunately for the Pumas, they're making basic errors. The simple stuff. This is a poor decision by Bram van Straten. It was a quality ball. He should have utilized that. He's in the 22. He wasn't in a kicking position. So he's standing in a running position, turns to do it in turns for a kick. Obviously, he's going to be charged down. Scott Peters should have held on to that. Another basic error, ball lost forward, and that's the advantage we're actually having now. Scrum to Griquas. But vital, obviously, for the Griquas is they're top of the log, and they're not playing like top of the loggers. You know, they're really playing probably their worst game of the season so far. I saw Casey Pinnon on the way up here, and he just shook his head. And I don't blame him.
I mean, and this is when all those questions of doubt come in, and you start wondering why, and things that were working perfectly in the first 2 games or earlier in the season aren't working this time, and the doubt creeps in, and the Pumas start believing they can win this game. Plenty to play for. Good scrum again by the Pumas, but it comes for Powell. Little dummy, he's still going. Can he find opportunity outside? A little pop over the top again, goes forward, and will be scrummed on Pumas time.
Here we go.
Again, unforced error. Lovely break from Neil Powell. Nothing wrong with that. No need to toss the ball away. Hold on to the ball, take the tackle, ride it, set it up again. A little bit impatient are the Griquas this evening, and they're paying the price for it.
Crouch and hold. Ingrijp.
Chick-wise will feed. He comes to Andre Currie. He's been doing the kicking in the outside half position in the second half. He does a very good job there. From inside his own 22, he's taken it to 9 meters into the Griquas half. That's a big kick, particularly into this breeze. Numbers issue here. It's untidy ball, and it's taken away. Here come the Pumas, and they're working it nicely through the back row. Eventually Denzel Manuel couldn't hold it. And there you'll see the referee saying there were hands in there, and a shrill blast, penalty Griquas.
And as Franklin penalised for going in with his hands in a ruck.
Denzel Manuel there very nearly held on to the pass that might well have set up an opportunity for a try. It'll go for a long way, that ball, and it does. Just short of the 22.
Clearly you can see Franklin, he's lying across the ball, he's off his feet, and he's playing the ball with his hands. So you take your choice.
A quizzical look on the player's face when the referee blows his whistle. And another replacement on the Pumas side. We've got Paul Jordan already on. And this is Etienne Barnard going on for Martin Engelbrecht in the second row. Liebenberg, Water, back to Liebenberg. Now Van Straten takes a nice flat ball. This is almost their best attack all evening. Here comes Powell. De Toy, Scholes back, finds support, and that's great work from Duimpie-Tron into the 22. Bit of continuity here for the Griquas. They've got to get it out quickly, and it's not coming. And they'll lose the put-in. Again, indicative of the lack of continuity and fluency from the Griquas this evening.
Two coaches, Gijsje Pino and David Tron, will be pulling their hair out at the moment, because that ball there should have gone to the wing. It was a quality ball. They had a two-man overlap, and unfortunately it got stuck up the middle by Dries Scholes. That ball there, you can see Mathers has come right inside, so it was on the outside. Needed to just take the ball wide. Jan Kruger standing out there getting a cold.
The Griquas will be asking themselves a few questions as the second half goes on. They lead 16-9. 19-18 there on the attacks. It's either here or there, really.
Let's go. Stay on, flanker, stay on.
Here comes Wise with a little grubber. Van Rensburg, the full back, throws it past to Van Straten, not entirely sure, but then puts it onto his trusty right, and it'll bounce. And Jean-Ray Currie will counter with a boot again. And it'll go to touch. So, Griquas have gone backwards a little here.
Yeah, surely Van Straten should have topped that one as well. He kicked it underneath and the ball spun back on him.
A sense of urgency starting to creep into Griquas here, as it's taken well by Duimpie-Tron.
Hands up.
And for the Blue Bulls in 2001 before moving to Kimberley. Stride is driven back in the tackle.
Hands off front.
Krauser. Little Dries Scholes. Now Liebenberg, the hooker, still going, bustling run over the halfway.
Advantage first.
There's the whistle. Not forward from in that contact from the Pumas.
Silver blow. Silver blow.
Gareth Krauser is going to come off. Well, I'm not entirely happy with coming off. No rugby players.
Well, Liebenberg with a storm upfield. He tries to place the ball, and his opposite number, Hannes Franklin, almost gets his hands to it, knocks it on. This is that big hit on Heinrich Stride, and it is certainly a real big time tackle. I think it was Casper Stein that actually hit him.
Powell takes the free kick from the infringement in that scrum. Advantage still with Griquas. Powell. Here's the hooker, Liebenberg, enjoying the second half. Showing well, Powell. Van Straten, the little kick for Kruger. The flyer on the left, and it'll beat him to touch. And he was quite deep. Now Griquas can move into the 22.
That's a wise play by the, almost want to say veteran Bram van Straten, as he tops it into the corner, because that's difficult now for the Pumas. They're in their corner, they're into the wind, and the best they can do is get out of their 22.
Well, they're going to drive it up now through Senekal.
Hands off! Hands off!
To ground. Wise. Currie. And you can see him trying to keep it low and just get it through into touch on this near side, and he does.
Certainly Griquas was pushing the ball downfield, trying not to kick it out. force the Pumas to kick it out, get the put-ins.
Manuel wins it well at the line out as Giscard Peters comes inside. Wise, Steyn waits the delay, and that's a strong tackle coming in on Francois Visser, made by Christophe de Toy. Marot. This is the drive on from Etienne Barnard. Got a touch on the far side. Just running out of space. Jan Kluti. The referee just calling up Heinrich Stride, the Griquas flanker. Liebenberg's enjoyed this second half, had a couple of really good runs, the hooker. And Heinrich Stride just needed a little bit of treatment. So, halfway line, and this still an injury on this Griquas side. They'll eventually get it underway with the line out. Liebenberg. Beautifully taken there by Dave Bitron for Griquas. The more you can hear the referee say so, they drive it. Griquas starting to dictate matters, just slowly but surely in the second half as they march it forward. And now they release, and this is an opportunity for Chumani. Boy, he's a slippery runner, brought down. Comes again, Van Straten, de Toy. Here comes Scholes, will go over. Rhys Scholes handed the try meters away, and he will dot down under the crossbar for the first complete try in this after this evening's match, and Griquas broad smiles with Rhys Scholes.
Super play from their tight five. They took it up, they drove up. Then the ball came out at the right time, which is vital for this move on the blind side. They were pulling all the numbers of the Pumas in, and at the vital stage got it to the blind side. Then, of course, when the ball did come back, there were numbers of plenty on the Griquas. They used the hands for a change, which I must tell you, they should have done a lot earlier by now. And Rhys Scholes canters over for 5.
Well, it's been a long time in coming, and Bram van Straten, by way of emphasis, hammers that conversion onto the roof of one of the Lucy's as we have another look.
And Christophe de Toy's offload was a classic. He had ball and man together. He had to work it very quickly, but the line that Rhys Scholes chose was the right line. It was deep and it was straight, right into the gap. Super stuff, Griquas.
They've scored 106 points in the previous 2 matches in the competition this in the Absa Currie Cup. You wouldn't have thought so until now, until that move. They finally got it together. Whoopsie, as I was saying. And now Van Rensburg is under pressure. The full back, he's got men all over him, and he's hammered to ground by Francois Visser. And he'll come back for the 5-meter scrum.
15 place. 15 place, 15.
A replacement on the Pumas side as we have another look.
Well, unfortunately, Jose van Rensburg got himself caught up on a little bit of a chase with Francois Visser and got driven into the ground. And the 5-yard scrum goes the Pumas' way. But a poor pass from Powell, putting a lot of pressure on his team.
A couple of changes in the Pumas back line, which we'll tell you about shortly. There's Donovan Raw, who gets the first touch. He's just come on. Sasha Marot held well in that tackle by Heinrich Stride. An advantage now, it comes. Raw, oh, he loses it, and that'll be a penalty. Quickly taken by Giscard Peters. He goes himself and will go to ground to set it. The drive on for the line. Where are they going to go? Ashik Wise. He's seeking the protection and gets it eventually as the Ball is not great ball. Here's Casper Steyn, the captain, running straight back in. Pops it up. Just got Peters. Trying to find a way through a wall of 4 blue jerseys. And over they go again. And Griquas might have stolen it, but it'll be a penalty. And the referee will say, no, you can't take it just yet. Players all over the place. Some of them injured, some of them wanting to injure each other.
Or about to get injured, possibly.
What exactly are they? Yeah, all right.
Reece scores. I think he was just whispering into Jacques Muller's ear.
Yes, not exactly, we're not sure. But no, we might find out, I don't think so.
Selfe boodskap vir julle toe, maar aan die ander kant as julle twee weer nie so goed betrokke raak, dan gaan ek aksie neem. Bly dit. Okay. Nommer 6, kom hier.
Only stride being called up as well as we take another look at this.
There's a lot of handbags swinging there, no punches, of course, hence both players are still on the field.
Yes. Can occasionally turn to the comical, as they know that they can't release the fist. Here's Casper Steyn now. The Pumas setting up a line out, 5 meters out.
It's really the situation the Pumas find themselves in. They can't take the 3 points. They've got to now roll the dice.
And they have it through Quentin Veldenace. Delani. Griquas is driving his men on. And they're doing it. Ferocity about this drive as they look to drive it straight over. And Delani is over. It looks as though he's been turned and held up.
Going upstairs.
The referee wants to have the TMO have a look at this. Well, it was a great drive by the Pumas.
I've got a feeling Tim Delani was stuck on his back, but did he get the ball down is the question.
Hands in to try and keep it, turn him over and keep him on his back. Is that ball grounded, the referee's asking. Another angle. Oh, maybe it is there.
Well, I think it could be.
You can see a hand lifting it up, but might have gone to ground before then. There. Wow. Very, very tight. Take another look. Well, they got Griquas got the benefit of the doubt there, and the Pumas will have the 5 meter scrum.
Well, that's the rule if you can't exactly see it.
Right. Now, and they do it the easier way. There's Clutie. Wise again. Raw. Now, here's Sasha Mara trying to knife through. Raw. Might have gone forward. I think it did. Yes, it did.
Low scrum.
Just get the feeling that the Pumas, if they keep attacking, their options are becoming more and more limited here.
It's that 50-50 pass that we spoke a bit about, the unforced area. Hold on to that pass. You don't know who's around you. Hold on to the ball.
Oops.
Second take at that. That wasn't a bad kick.
He's not pleased with himself, is he? Slap on the forehead. 19 minutes into the second period. Short. And Jonas Franklin didn't go 5. Basics. Again, I don't believe you, ref.
Take a look at Bram van Straten on the second take. 1, 2, strike. Forwarded it down to his toe.
A header back into his hands.
Right, Grace, bring julle sub op.
So more subs coming on. In fact, returning is Pierre du Toit, the tight head.
Guys, beseer. Okay, is reg. Nee, ek sê vir my right.
Because
Not in straight. Blue ball.
Griquas Miller has gone off injured. So
Crouch and hold, engage.
Pierre du Toit has gone into the loose head side as it's picked up by Neil Powell. Straight away from Straten, no mistake this time. And he drives it upfield. Terrific kick.
Play on.
And they'll play on. Beautifully taken. I just got Peters off his bootlaces that put in, and immediately takes play back towards the halfway, in fact onto the halfway line. Good hands. And Liedenberg, short line out. And easily for Griquas through Eddie Gorman.
Sideways,
As a sub. Going sideways, the ball, says the referee. So play on. It's slow. And eventually it comes. Du Toit, nice little pop pass. There's Kruger. Hardly had a touch, hardly had a run. When he does, he doesn't get space. Quickly taken.
Different ball. Different ball.
Trying anything, the Pumas. They picked up one of the balls lying on off the field. They're going to take it quickly, you've got to use the same ball. It was 21 set pieces in their opponent's half. And turned it into
Advantage, Gray, blue.
as Pumas come with it. It's a knock-on, an advantage to the Griquas.
Still playing knock-on advantage.
Big drive there from Italy Vessels. They'll come back for the knock-on.
It's just not quality ball from the set piece coming down to the ground in front of Powell. It's difficult for everybody.
As Franklin leaves, Rudy Brits comes on.
Crouch and hold. Engage. Number 3, you slip.
Finding slipping this. It's not my fault. Pierre du Toit. Well, Bram van Straten, he knows he's in the rarefied atmosphere here in Witbank, and with a bit of a breeze at his back, why not have a shot at goal? We are leading 23-9.
I hanker back to the day when Louis Kuhn put a 60-meter kick over, very same field. Pumas against Transvaal Golden Lions had to kick it over, and 60 meters out was the other direction, and 4 meters on this kick. No wind to talk of though. Bram van Straten has a little bit of wind at his back, so this field has seen 1 or 2 large kicks. Of course, Louis Kuhn did put it over, and the Golden Lions won that and went through to the final rounds of the Currie Cup that year.
This is a monster kick. We're talking 14 in from the near touch line. And about 4 meters inside his own half. Well, it looks like it's got not quite distance or direction, but an enormous kick nevertheless. Just opting to each had a bit of time there with a shot of goal, and now the Pumas are inside their own 22. Not for long. Van Straten, centre field. taken a while and then just go straight back down the middle. Griquas will do the right thing and let it bounce and then just reply. Powell. But at least he's got to be brought down as Marrett. Just inside this near side. Steyn, raw. Good pass out to Dutoy, but the ball is reaching the player at the same time as the tackler. Straight line running from Wise. Went backwards. Delani. Bouncing off a few tacklers. And she wrestled to ground by Griquas. Steyn, good tackle on him. Coming from Viljoen. For the knock on, it'll be scrum down to Griquas. But they really are throwing everything at it, the Pumas. Time is running out for them.
Was using the blind side in his fluff, Casper Steyn and captain. He tried to offload the ball, and in the offload, lost it. Just have a look. There's the offload attempt, and unfortunately he's tackled out of the ball.
Foul from the feet of Viljoen. There's Scores, a try scorer. Foul again. Headley Vessels still going a little sideways. Now onto the boot, and he will turn in disappointment because he's put that out on the full. Effort for not much reward because the put-in will be with Pumas, and they've just gone across the field.
Well, this tight five will give him a hairy eyeball, as it's known in our neck of the woods. That's a bit of a shocker. Going straight across the field. All the time in the world, he should have just rolled that into the corner.
That's Grant Bartle coming on for the Pumas as Griquas is replaced. The Western Province scrum half. Injury on the Griquas side. Let's see, big man Headley Vessels.
No stretch of the imagination. Will the excitement of this game keep you awake tonight? Just been one of those games that have just gone from contact point to contact point. Unforced error after unforced error.
Well, I think if you would, sorry Garth, if you would ask the Griquas what they expected before they came here, they pretty much got just that.
I suppose they've come to get the points they want to win.
In terms of hard grind, nothing spectacular at all. It's taken by Geldenhuys, and now the drive from the Pumas. Maybe Brits is driving in there as they come through raw now. Visser in the centre, there's a tall man that comes available for raw now. Casper Steyn on the outside, Giscard Peters. He will hold and try and set it for another phase. It'll come again. The drive on now from Paul Jordan, the replacement. Raw shows the ball. Visser, a long pass outside. Kluti's got some pace outside. He's still going and he's run out of space. Well, they're trying everything.
At least that's off to the Pumas. Raw injecting some sort of variation into the play here of the Pumas. Young Kluti without the space he needs to get around his man.
Donovan Raw is playing at fly half now, and Casper Steyn's dropped to full back when Jean-Ray Fourie was replaced. Griquas now shading the possession 52%. Griquas. Now it's there for both sides really, because it's gone to ground, but eventually it'll come for Tamani Boy, who finds Van Straat, and he got right under that, put it to touch. all he needed to do. Asking for a bit of fire from his teammates. That's Van Straten's stats. He's run it 12 times and kicked it 10.
Let's just take a look at the big drive here. And notice referee Jonker using his hands, a lot of communication with the Pumas player, which I really like. Nice to have a referee saying, get out, come back, fall around 5, bring in, come from the side, get away from there, don't use your hands. Keeps the game flowing and very good for the spectators at home as well.
And he's giving the players the opportunity to get it right. Make the game something of a spectacle. They're just a little too late for this one though. There's Geldenhuys, the carrier there for the Pumas. Now they go to ground inside. 22 Bartle. Show from Raw. He's got a bit of space here. And Sasha Marot was on the run. Couldn't get the pass to him though. Bartle goes left. Good hands from Denzel Manuel. Bartle. Raw. And eventually it finds its way to Jan Kluti. Points off from Lyon will bring him down. Bob Bartle. Advantage being played. The bullocking run from Etienne Barnard. Delani now. Manages to turn it over. Turn around, at least Sasha Marot. Oh, Manuel's hands let him down. But they'll come back for the penalty.
Killing it.
Killing the ball, says the referee.
Slowing it up is the call, and that's the slowing up we're talking about. The hand on the ball, holding it on. End of the day, Casper Steyn really does not have a choice. They've got to go for at least 2 tries here, just to draw. 3 points aren't going to help the cause of the Pumas tonight. So they're forced yet again to risk all.
He's just Casper Steyn's got all 9 points so far. It's a tidy ball, and they've lost an important put in. Story of the night for the Pumas. Straten's right boot will take it way upfield. Jan Kluti does well. Casper Steyn, he's got Giscard Peters outside him as the defence advances. Christophe de Toy advanced, but it's Giscard Peters who was reaching for it, couldn't grab it. It's Dries Scholes now. Powerful. Fully recovered from a nasty knee injury. It comes from Powell, opts and then runs. Saw his option closed down for Lyon, the 8th man. And Powell is there. And again, the Pumas have spoilt the ball, spoilt the play for themselves by coming in with the hands there. I think the referee's patience may have run out here.
Guys, nummer 5 uitgesteld van de kant af bij Tom. Dat is te veel penalty slowing of the ball. Als het zo aangaat, ga ik actie nemen. Oké?
Well, he's said a lot about taking action this evening, but it's yet to happen. There we go.
There you can see the hand inside there from Tim Delani. That's a ruck situation. You cannot use your hands to catch the ball and to pick it up and take it out. You've got to hook it back with your foot. Surprised didn't get a yellow card.
I'm surprised he hasn't shown that at some stage. Here's the Griquas now. That's a good run. That was from the 8th man who went full tilt into that tackle. Comes again for Powell. Advantage to the Griquas. And the high tackle. And there'll be another opportunity for Bram van Straten here to extend the lead.
Ja, dat is hoog. Je praat nummer 3 asseblief.
He's had a good evening, Neil Powell. He's been busy. He's been looking for the options, although it's never been easy in this rather stuttering game. That's Francois Falloon, who was brought down there, and he's still down.
Powell trying to get the ball worked on the inside. It's knocked out of his hand. This was after the penalty, and the advantage for the penalty was on.
Whilst he's setting this, 5 out of 6 for Bram van Straten. So, just eating into the time here. The Griquas, well, they've pretty much done the job. Bram van Straten. Oh, he's missed it. Well, he's waved that one goodbye. It's not been the best of nights for the Springbok fly half.
Yeah, general play as well for him, for his high standards. Certainly he would want that one, and I think he missed one or two things in the game himself. He's knocked one or two on which he normally wouldn't.
Raw, as Garth said, just injected some sort of variety into this Pumas attack, as now the up and under. And Casper Steyn, it's taken away or knocked out of his hands. Here's Raw back in defence now. You saw JP Joubert, the man wearing the number 20 jersey for Griquas, at the forefront of that chase onto the kick. It was Raw.
There's the Gary Owen and Bram van Straten. Casper Steyn misreads it. Doesn't get his hands to it correctly. Raw does very well to cover that for the Pumas.
Another injury. Garth, a couple of interesting internationals this weekend coming up.
Yeah, certainly some really good stuff. Of course, the big one for us, of course, is Australia-South Africa, which has got everybody talking in the rugby circles. And of course, the other one is whether Clive Woodward's going to get a whitewashing, and it could happen to a nicer person.
That's all tomorrow. British and Irish Lions against the All Blacks, and the Springboks against the Wallabies. That's a big scrum from the Griquas. It came out the mouth. There's the replacement scrum half. JP Joubert.
Crouch and hold. Engage.
And now Bartle. Raw. Sasha Maroddi's got Currie outside him. He rides the tackle. Bartle puts it to the boot. He's high into this high-felt sky. Taken in well now. Joubert. Casper Steyn, that's good skills from the now full-back. And he will take it to just short of the halfway line. You know, Casper Steyn, JP Joubert, Garth, good talent.
Oh, super talent. Played a lot of his rugby, of course, comes out from Framesby back in Port Elizabeth. Played his rugby down there and made his way through the system, and played for EP as well. Quality player.
There goes Anthony Vepenar, the replacement hooker for Griquas, who gets it back and drives up. Good run from him. There's Joubert. And Straten. Static now, space. This is a great run from Stride. Heinrich Stride towards the 22. Joubert, men over on this near side. An opportunity. Kruger, he runs straight into two big grey jerseys. It'll come Joubert. This is Dutoy. He just pops up to the Pumas, but they're all offside, the Pumas, and quickly taken by Joubert. Tries to get
Hands off, Gray.
a couple of meters closer, which he does.
Gray, zo speel nog een voordeel.
Advantage still. Deadly Vessels takes it on.
Rap. Los, Gray. Voordeel, slowing it up.
Slowing it up, says the referee. Advantage, Hubert. Van Straten. Currie. He's just short.
Hands off, Rap.
Hardly had a look in this evening. Currie on the left. Put the flags up. They go back. No advantage, the referee says. Slowing it down.
Slowing it up.
And penalty 5 meters out. So 4 minutes remaining. And Griquas are going to have another shot at goal. Bram van Straten set the record straight after the disappointment.
JP Aver taking the quick tap and take just to get the ball up there. You can see, of course, the Pumas players playing the ball on the ground, slowing it up. Advantage going forward again. No try, go back to the penalty.
This time there's no mistake from Bram van Straten. So 26 points to 9. And we are nudging towards the last 3 minutes of this grinding Absa Currie Cup match here in Witbank. Chilly evening. After the Vulklava Griquas have done what they came here to do, pick up another win. It's taken in by Wepener. And he's still going. He's had a couple of great runs. Here, 3 scores now on his own. He's looking for support. He's surrounded by grey jerseys. Eventually brought down, but he's carried it well into the 22. And immediately he's penalised for holding on. Surrounded by grey jerseys. Quickly taken. And away come the Pumas through Gelderhuis. Now Brits. And now it's JP Tron.
Okay, dankie, drie blauw. Hands off, Rap! 3 grijs, kom weg dan.
And the referee again just keeping the players appraised. 3, get away. Popped up Sasha Merritt. Now with Etienne Barnard.
Rap, hands off, blue.
Bartel.
Advantage offside.
That's Visser. Just not able to find any space here. The Pumas, the disciplined Griquas defence is held firm all evening. Sasha Merritt. Delani, he tries to break a line. Set up nicely, handed on to Bartel. A long pass out to Jan Kloet. He steps inside. Still has possession. Bartel. And that's good hands from Pierre du Toit. Bartel again. Through the hands. Is that knocked backwards? No, it wasn't. So Senecal, the 8th man, penalised for the knock-on. So pretty much a done deal here for the Vulklava Griquas as Enzo Manuel. And it was the 8th man, Senecal. Manuel picked it up. 48 stoppages for scrums, penalties and free kicks in this match.
All right, time on, let's go. Scrum. Okay, sorry. Okay, time out.
Well, down the road in Johannesburg, the Lions have beaten the Eagles by 56 points to 10.
Take up, Michael. Take this up.
Get their campaign back and running again.
Die tyd is af, stop die klok.
Another injury. It really has been one of those evenings where these two sides have got, well, one side, and the Pumas particularly, plenty to lose with the feet here. See here, going to ground as Pierre du Toit. And that's where the knock-on happened.
Baie dankie, vanaf julle.
And the desperation of the Pumas, a bit of good humour from Jean du Toit in the front row there, the captain of the Griquas.
Crouch and hold. Engage.
With this victory, Griquas pretty much done their job of qualifying for the next phase of the competition as Viljoen picks it up under pressure. Here comes JP Joubert van Straten. And beautifully bounced to touch on this near side. He's again just placed his forwards in a advantageous position. Lovely skill. And breeze behind him. There's the hooter.
Knock on.
Knock on it is. And that just pretty much sums up the evening, doesn't it?
Last aanslaan. Okay.
And that's it. Fittingly, the game ends with a knock-on. And it ends in victory for the Wildklaver Griquas. Disappointment for Atlantic Pumas as they lose their second home game of the season. They've got some big games still to come. And on the merits of this evening's game, they've got a lot of work to do. Penalty try.